Hey, we welcome you up to the broadcast booth with my man Matt Stinchcomb. I'm Taylor Zarzer. Alyssa Lang is on the field. Happy homecoming, happy Parents Weekend to the Stinchcombs and to everyone celebrating this weekend at Jordan-Hare Stadium. And for the parents and for the students, they have to be awfully pleased about the start of the season. You saw it ranked for the first time in 4 years. The question I have is how? Why?
Well, you think about the way they started the season. Obviously, that Baylor game, I think, was a good bit larger than most people gave it credit for. Played well on the road. That's something that you have to be tested early on in the season. Auburn passed that test. And on offense, they were really paced by that ground game.
Yeah.
And something that I think they might have to adjust today because of personnel issues. But with Jeremiah Cobb in the backfield, Jackson Arnold at quarterback, the rushing game at 266 yards a clip, that's what's really paced this Auburn offense early on in the season. Cobb's done an excellent job complimenting Jackson Arnold, whose legs have proven pivotal at times. Last week versus Ball State, 9 rushes for Jackson Arnold. None of those were called runs. He was improvising and using that athleticism.
If Hugh Freeze is going to have a big season, he has to have a quarterback that can run it. For more on that ground game, here's Alyssa.
Yeah, we certainly expect guys to see Jackson Arnold willing and able to run the football as he has for the first 2 games this season. But Stinch indicated that this running back room could look a little bit different than it has the first 2 games. Damari Alston is a game time decision. According to Hugh Freeze, he is dressed out and available to go if they need him, but still banged up and looking to get healthier going into conference play. Darrell Robinson, one of those other running backs in that room, dealing with a freak injury that he woke up with last Sunday with an incision in his leg currently that is actively healing. Expect to see a heavy dose of Jeremiah Cobb and Omar Mabson, the freshman who got a couple of carries last week as well. Also a note, guys, for that wide receiver room, Malcolm Simmons, we were told before the game, dealing with a bit of a shoulder injury, so something to keep an eye on for him today.
Yeah, we'll watch that today, and that's a bit of a concern as Auburn could be down a few guys offensively. #1 rushing attack on offense, #1 rushing defense in the SEC too.
Yeah, this defense, and they talk to the coaches and the players and say, look, our strength is our depth. And you can see them, we live for each other out there. You can see the camaraderie, the character that's been developed from a year ago. This was a very good defensive unit that was largely overlooked coming into this season. They've done an excellent job so far this season fixing some of their ills. It's the negative yardage plays that they generate specifically from the second level. So if you don't see linebackers triggering often, if it's not Xavier Atkins, who kind of exploded onto the scene last week versus Ball State, it's DeMarcus Riddick. They've been very, very creative, very aggressive at linebacker, getting into the offensive backfields, not just the sacks, it's the tackles for loss in general. Right now, Auburn leads the conference with 19 negative yardage plays. If they clean up their tackling, which they did a good bit last week, this could be an elite unit.
That's Experts at Work, brought to you by Principal. That's Hugh Freeze, looking for a 3-0 start for the Auburn Tigers against Major Applewhite and the South Alabama Jaguars, who are playing Auburn for the very first time. DeBoyan kicks it to Kane. Actually, it lands in front of Kane, and a fair catch is called. There's Major Applewhite, named after Major Ogilvy. Auburn fans, oh, another Alabama guy. Applewhite, of course, was the offensive coordinator for the Tide in Nick Saban's first season back in 2007. He's in his second year as the head coach for the Jaguars. A lot of people back home where South Alabama is are divided today. Auburn fans and South Alabama fans. That town is proud to have this game, and I'm proud to be from it.
Kind of hedge their bets, right? You can't help but win for some of these folks, the South Alabama supporters, as well as some of the Auburn supporters as well. What Auburn wants to do is start fast. They really haven't been able to do that. Talking with Jackson Arnold, he said, look, we want to be much more effective in our opening drives. Not only possessing the football, we want to move it. At the very least, gain field position.
And Stinch, let's clear this up. They called for a fair catch, but then ran with it. So that's why they're backed up at the own 8-yard line. And on a sweep on the first play, it's Eric Singleton around the corner. And Singleton gets out of bounds past the 15-yard line. So it's called an illegal fair catch signal on Auburn, but immediately Singleton, the junior from Atlanta that comes over from Georgia Tech, gets them up past the 15-yard line. As Alyssa told you, Austin, Robinson, most likely Malcolm Simmons, all out of the lineup today for Auburn on offense. Could see a lot of Jeremiah Cobb. Here he is there, and that's a first down run up near the 20-yard line to the 19. Cobb is coming off his first 100-yard game as a Tiger last week.
He came at a good time. You know, the guy had to step up, as we mentioned, nicked up at the running back spot right now for Auburn. Cobb, more of a change of pace back, not as physical, but you saw there on a short yardage run, willing to run behind his pads, able to get that conversion.
So at the 19 is where Jackson Arnold will take the shotgun snap. Great as a runner 2 weeks ago and as a passer last week. Loads up for the first time, and that's deflected off the hands of Cam Coleman. Good coverage by the Jags there. You see Wesley Miller was in there on the stop.
You see Coleman's going to be disappointed when he watches that one on film. Had an opportunity, both hands on the football. And you see what he's been able to do this season as he's substituting off. They've been much more versatile, diverse with what he does. Lines up on both sides of the formation. He'll line up in the slot at times this year.
Arnold moves Cobb before the snap. Has plenty of time. Goes right side, and good ball to Singleton right near the sticks. Caught it in front of Henderson.
Well, Singleton, you can use him in so many different ways. And of course, South Alabama is going to respect his playmaking ability. Expect to see a good bit of cushion in their coverage today. Right now, Auburn kind of toying with the tempo. You can see Singleton, after he made that catch, he runs the ball back over to get it to the official. Auburn a little bit more deliberate with their pacing.
Short of the first down, Singleton has a catch in all 28 games he's played in. Transfer from Georgia Tech. It's 3rd and inches. From the shotgun, Cobb, easy first down. Look at that offensive line push the Jags back. Chandler on the tackle.
Really well blocked up front on that play. You saw it, Taylor. We all did from up here. You think, man, right side behind big Jeremiah Wright, behind Connor Liu. It's a standout at that center spot. Nice push by the Auburn offensive line.
Fresh set of downs past the 30 for Arnold, the junior from Denton, Texas, transferring in from Oklahoma this offseason. Another sweep play, he keeps it instead, and look at the running from Arnold near another first down right at the 42-yard line where Johnson makes the tackle. It'll be 9 yards. Arnold ran for 137 and 2 touchdowns 2 weeks ago against the Baylor Bears. That was a Friday night game. You and I were in Kentucky the next day, and we woke up in the morning and say, did you see Arnold run all over Baylor last night?
It really was, and they needed him to. He did an excellent job. Auburn was very committed to the run in that game, including from the quarterback position.
Auburn in no hurry on this first drive. 2nd and 1. Cobb, first down again. Jeremiah spins in traffic and gets past the 48 to the 49. That's 8 more yards. Nathan Jennings on the tackle for South.
You know, Taylor, South Alabama does a lot of different things defensively, a lot of different fronts. They'll have 3 big guys, 3 down linemen, sometimes 4 down linemen. They're very active. They kind of muddy up the read and how you would block. So one of the things that Auburn's doing is heavy personnel to kind of make them play a little bit more vanilla, a little bit more deliberate and predictable defensively.
Almost 4 minutes into this opening drive, and it's out to midfield. It'll be Cobb again. Not much running room this time as he gets to midfield. It's Caleb Dozier and Emmanuel Waller on the tag team tackle there.
Good job by Waller and Dozier. So seen Auburn a couple of times. They're hitting that backside. It's an inside zone. All that offensive line stepping to the right. That kind of helps with some of the movement that Auburn anticipated to get out of the South Alabama front. Good job by the edge defenders.
2nd and 9 for Auburn. Time for Arnold, and he throws a bullet, but it's incomplete. Preston Howard, it was on his hands, but Nehemiah Chandler comes in to break it up. 3rd down.
Great job by Chandler driving on this pass. Watch him get in there, break this up. The ball is there. Split the receiver's hands. Excellent job by Chandler to deny that reception. We've seen this a couple times in this game. Opportunity to push it down there. A couple of, we'll call it drops. Coleman earlier did, but that time, just a good pass breakup.
Auburn has not scored on the first drive of the first 2 games. Went 3 and out 2 weeks ago. Stalled at midfield last week against Ball State. It's the 10th play of the first drive here. It's a 3rd and 9.
Watch the protection here. It looks like they're going to bring at least 4. You see coming in. It looks like Auburn wants to talk about it. Make sure they get this 3rd down conversion. First obvious passing down of the day.
Before the play clock expired, Auburn called a timeout. This is the first charge timeout of the half.
James Carter, today's referee, and we will take it with him as Coach Freeze dials something up for this big 3rd down.
If you're looking for a unique venue.
SEC Network Football is presented by Allstate. You're in good hands.
The Eagle is watching intently on this 3rd and 9 for Auburn against the Jags at midfield. Arnold lining up, at least initially, in an empty backfield.
Cam Coleman lined up at the bottom of your screen.
And Arnold will keep it himself and won't get anywhere close to the 1st down. Jags defense ready at the 46-yard line, so it'll be 4th down from there. Terrell Johnson on the stop. At least initially, Hugh Freeze keeps the offense on the field, and he's calling a play.
Yeah, it was QB draw all the way. The only way that you're doing that, I think, is if you're thinking 4-down territory. Obviously, somewhat aggressive early in this game, right there at midfield. As you mentioned, Taylor, South Alabama, well-schooled, defended that QB draw well.
Have to get to near the 41 to move the chains. Play clock under 5 here. Arnold gets it off. On 4th down, so much time. Easy pitch and catch to Singleton. And Singleton's in the South Alabama secondary. 14 yards and a first down.
Nice, clean pocket to work from for Jackson Arnold. Good job up front. As you mentioned, he had options. He goes right over the spot of the football with Eric Singleton. Just show him your number. Usually it's numbers. He's number 1. Another 3rd down conversion. Now this time a 4th.
11th play now of the drive. Arnold again all day. Deep shot to the end zone. Got it! Cam Coleman! Flags everywhere. And for now, it's a 32-yard touchdown.
The result of the play is a touchdown. Pass interference, defense, number 5, that penalty is declined.
Freeze rolls the dice on a 4th and 5, and then his big-time receiver cashes in.
He's just so big and physical. A lot of hand fighting at the end. You can see Chandler got his right hand up into Coleman's face mask. Excellent focus, keeping his eyes on that football and able to rein it in. Coleman with that drop earlier, making up for it there.
Alex McPherson has never missed an extra point. 12 plays, 92 yards, 5 minutes and 51 seconds, capped off by a Coleman touchdown. This is the SEC on ESPN. Got to live with that app all the time. It'll tell you about Alabama and Oklahoma's early lead. Georgia Tech already up double digits on Clemson. And here Auburn goes 12 plays, 92 yards in almost 6 minutes. A methodical drive, and then a big-time gamble by Freeze pays off.
Yeah, right there at midfield. You know, you run that QB draw on 3rd down, get a conversion on 4th, and then hit your shot. Got to be frustrating from the South Alabama perspective, thinking, man, here's a chance to get him off the field. Auburn stayed aggressive with that offensive possession.
That's kickoff man and long distance kicker Connor Gibbs, who kicks it over the Jags' head, and Major Applewhite's offense will come out on the field for the first time ever at Jordan-Hare Stadium. They've never played Alabama. This is the first time they're playing Auburn. They have a transfer quarterback from Utah State, Bishop Davenport, that's coming in. Of course, Gio Lopez was their quarterback the last couple of years. He's now playing for Bill Belichick in North Carolina. Davenport, a good runner and a very accurate thrower the first 2 weeks.
They've been very impressed with Davenport. Different type of player, not as physical or big as Gio Lopez, but he's been really good with his decision making. You see a lot of times in that QB run game where he's making zone reads after the snap.
He's also got an Ole Miss transfer in the backfield, and he fakes it to him, and wide open is Trent Thomas. Thomas gets loose down the sideline for 16 yards, and tight end from Cottage Hill High School for the first down.
Big Thomas, 254 pounds, and he just trucked Kayan Lee out there in space. Heck of an opening play for South Alabama, a team that stormed back almost enough to beat Tulane a week ago.
That was a wild one, wasn't it? First set of downs past the 40. Here's Bullock, and he's past midfield into the Auburn secondary. 9 yards for the Ole Miss transfer, who's going up against DJ Durkin, who used to coach the Ole Miss defense.
Well, good luck reading the pulling guards, because they ran into each other. They pulled into one another, and it still worked out.
2nd and 1 for Davenport and the Jags, very quickly to midfield. And Bullock wrapped up, might have lost a foot.
It's going to be tough to run to that side. Wherever number 15 is for Auburn, Keldrick Falk, one of the more physical players in this conference. Xavier Atkins, obviously an explosive player, but Falk, he'll play all over that defensive front. He'll play inside, he'll play outside. Said he likes to be on the edge with his hand on the ground. That time was excellent at the point of attack.
Keldrick and his buddy Xavier Atkins on the stop. This time it's an easy first down run for Bullock. Tries the right side and gets past the 45. Woodyard on the tackle for Auburn.
Well, South Alabama's got a good rushing attack. They have a lot of pullers. There's a lot to diagnose and see defensively. I already mentioned that two guards pull into one another, but oftentimes they'll have a tight end or an H-back or a guard pulling.
Bullock out, Martin in, fake to him, deep ball into double coverage and well overshot Devin Voisin. Voisin was covered up on the play by DeMarcus Riddick. That's Paul Petrino, Bobby's brother. Paul, the offensive coordinator, said about Major Applewhite, he's very detailed. He coaches his coaches as much as he coaches his players.
That's high praise coming from anybody with the last name Petrino. And opposite sidelines, of course, DJ Durkin, very well respected defensive coordinator, maybe one of the most passionate coaches on the sidelines in the conference.
2nd and 10 for Davenport, South Alabama. There's the toss, and it goes to Phillips. Keenan inside the 40, down near the 39. Tackled by Amaris Williams.
Taylor, this is one of the things that just makes your eyes lie to you. So watch, the left side's going to pull to the right, and you're going to run a quick pitch to the left. So you want to get that defense leaning to one side, and you're going to run it opposite of that. A lot of misdirection. A lot for the defense to have to see and read through.
Maybe 2 downs to get a first. Only need 1 easy first down throw to Anthony Eager, one of 21 players. That's a local product for South Alabama. 8 yards and a first down.
You see a little bit of confusion there clearly. It's who's got the flat out there. Kayan Lee playing deep. He was the outside defender lined up in corner. Eager lined up as that number 3 receiver all the way on the inside, and no one within 10 or 15 yards of him.
First and 10, Jaguars on this promising drive at the Auburn 30. Davenport faked, then took off, and Bishop gets down to the 26-yard line. Bishop has been throwing the ball a lot to Devin Voisin, number 1 so far this season, as the flag comes in here. But the Auburn coaching staff said, watch out for 11, Anthony Eager.
Yeah, said he's got legit speed.
During the play, personal foul, face mask, defense, number 17. That penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down.
That's Xavier Atkins, who's had such a terrific start to the season. But now South Alabama is in the Auburn red zone.
I did not see it at first. I wonder if it was off the ball. So watch Atkins in the middle of the screen, and yeah, I mean, it's just, that's an easy call. Just can't do it. Conceding yardage like that.
Down to the Auburn 13, toss ahead to Eager. Towels flying as helmets are popping. Not much yardage there is Robert Woodyard, who's also from Mobile, making tackles against his hometown team.
Robert Woodyard, along with Xavier Atkins, DeMarcus Riddick. We'll expect to see true freshman Elijah Melendez in there as well at linebacker. It speaks to the depth. A lot of different players personnel-wise for the Auburn defense.
I used to do high school football. That was Williamson tackling McGill. Davenport, nothing doing there. Caleb Harris pushed him out of bounds. And it'll be third down for South Alabama.
Yeah, DJ Durkin thinking, what do I do now to stop the bleeding here? Got the personal foul. That concedes a first down and a half's worth of yardage. How can I get my defense off the field? South Alabama, a masterful opening drive, keeping the Auburn defense off balance.
3rd and 11 for USA. They can get a first inside the 3. Davenport hands to Bullock, straight ahead running, and he'll be stopped at the 11. Let's see, Major Applewhite he will settle for 3.
Well, if you're Auburn defensively, the way that possession started out, you were just, felt like you were playing off your left foot the entire time. To end up with that stop, did a great job with their perimeter run defense to slow that South Alabama possession down.
My man Hamilton DeBoyan has worn a different jersey every week. And now he's wearing number 36. And he's kicking from 29 yards. And it's straight through there. Jaguars have scored now on all 3 opening drives. They trail Auburn 7-3. Great to have you with us all day, Dari. Fired up to hear more from you as the day continues here. Auburn scored a touchdown on its first drive. Jaguars kicked a field goal on theirs. At the goal line, it's Kane. Kane around the corner and out past the 30-yard line. Our Week 3 football lineup continues today at 4:15 Eastern with 7th-ranked Texas hosting UTEP. Then at 6 Eastern on SEC Network Plus, Mississippi State hosts Alcorn State. And to cap the night, number 11 South Carolina hosts Vandy right here on the SEC Network and the all-new ESPN app. I have no idea who wins that game tonight. Gamecocks and Commodores?
Isn't it true? I mean, coming into the season, a lot of hype and push for South Carolina, largely fueled by Lenora Sellers. But Vanderbilt with that impressive second half last week versus Virginia Tech.
If you beat Virginia Tech, you advance to play each other, evidently.
That's exactly right. It's a gateway game.
Past the 30 is where this Auburn drive will start with Cobb. Then Jeremiah gets 4 there on first down. And both teams successful on those 12-play drive to start the game. Hugh Freeze is in year 3 now, and he's talked about delegating some responsibility with the play calling. We have seen him very involved so far in the play calling on each down so far today. 2nd and 6 up at the 35-yard line. Arnold keeps, wants to throw and does, but it's dropped. That's Horatio Fields. It's 3 times Arnold has put it on the numbers, and Auburn receivers haven't been able to come up with it.
We saw one earlier, and you say, okay, Preston Howard, that pass got broken up, but otherwise Coleman, that first possession, ball bounces off his hands, and now this time Fields coming back to the football. And as you mentioned, Arnold throwing on the run, put it on the money. Another 3rd down for the Auburn offense.
To get past the 41. Pressure from the Jags, and it's incomplete. Thrown too high for Preston Howard. A 3 and out for Auburn.
So you get the opening drive that you wanted, albeit it took a 4th down conversion to get there. But you end up here, 1st down run, 2nd down drop, and then a ball just, I wonder if it nicked Connor Liu's helmet a little bit. And it ended up behind because of that. Get that ball up, that you talk about passing lanes. That's what it was.
Hudson Cock comes in, the Australian punter. Kicks it away from Voisin. There are flags down on the field. Thrown very quickly. James Carter's got to run all the way down there to figure out what the deal is here.
Yeah, as you mentioned, throw right there on the boundary. The flag was out before the ball was even arrived.
Saw Major Applewhite over there on the sideline in his 2nd year as a head coach. Of course, he was the offensive coordinator before that. South Alabama.
I think it might have had something to do with the gunner.
During the kick, illegal block out of bounds, return to number 16. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Yeah, so he's right over here. But watch this. What they're going to say is, look, blocked out of bounds. Okay, we're out of bounds. Blocking him all the way out of bounds. Trying to re-enter the field of play.
Saying about
is half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
I was just saying about Major Applewhite, his offensive coordinator when they won the 68 Ventures Bowl game we did 2 years ago, and that was in Mobile at home in the home stadium. And then they won the Salute to Veterans Bowl in Montgomery last year. A lot of success throughout the state, and Major is making that a big emphasis on recruiting kids near his campus. And here is Phillips. Keenan runs straight ahead, and he gets up to the 16-yard line. Caleb Harris on the tackle. Major Applewhite says South Alabama has to raise more money, and he's going to go to high schools very close to his campus and say, guys, I want your best players. Bring them to my campus. Let them play college football at home. 21 guys from the port city playing for the Jaguars. On a 2nd and 6, Davenport rolls right, throws, and a good ball to Boyson. His first catch. It's a first down.
Well, right now, Applewhite's offense under Paul Petrino, the play caller, has been really effective. You get this backed up offense after that penalty on the punt, and already they're able to get out of the shadow.
Going quickly and tackled very quickly. Morris Williams tackled Keenan Phillips there, and Williams forces a tackle for loss.
We talked about that in the open of this game. This defense for Auburn has done an excellent job of creating negative yardage plays. Tackles behind the line of scrimmage.
They had 14 last week.
19 on the year. Already trying to build on that number.
On 2nd and 11, Davenport time dumps it off behind Nelson Phillips, but a good catch. And Keenan will get up to the 25-yard line, be 3rd and down, 3rd and long for USA.
Not a comfortable spot. You see the wholesale substitution there for the Auburn front. In comes Darian Smith, the true freshman they're very high on, number 44. Good pass rusher.
Yeah, Auburn could be outside. Free play. Incomplete. Double covered was Boyson.
That happens sometimes, Taylor. You put your rabbits in there, your pass rush package, they're all wound up to get upfield.
Outside. Defense number 2 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Big number 15. Eldrick Falk, one of the best defenders in all of college football with the jump there.
Just a little bit early. But that is, I'll tell you what, that's a look into the future. Good luck protecting when you got Falk and Smith to the same side.
Instead of 3rd and 8, it's 3rd and 3. Davenport, and it's intercepted. Flags are down. It's Kieron Crawford that gets the interception off the deflection.
I think Auburn's going to get called for a hold. Miller McCrumbie, the tight end, trying to get open. He was wrapped up pretty good.
The result of the play is an interception. Pass interference, number 2. Offense, that penalty is declined. First down.
Miller McCrumbie, the tight end, called for offensive pass interference, and the first turnover goes to Auburn.
Watch McCrumbie. Yeah, they're saying, look, that's a pick route. Yes, you got to try to avoid. Can't run right into the guy. Didn't matter. He ends up, McCrumbie is trying to run. He's trying to run right through it. Instead, you end up with an interception regardless. Kieron Crawford, not an easy guy to run through. Regardless, a turnover off that deflection.
Short field for Auburn inside South Alabama's 35. Cobb, straight ahead, and inside the 20, first down at the 18, where Miller makes the tackle.
Again, in that right side, it looks like it's right down the middle, but Auburn going fast now with that big run.
Trying to get a play off, they do. Arnold takes a shot near side, incomplete to Thompson. Tried to throw the back shoulder, but Harry was covered up by Henderson.
Good job by that Auburn defense getting that takeaway. After a 3-and-out possession by the offense, South Alabama was settling into a rhythm. Got a couple of negative yardage plays and then the takeaway to get the offense back on the field.
Auburn's 5 for 5 in the red zone so far this year. Stench, 4 touchdowns.
Difficult area for them a season ago. One of the areas Hugh Freeze cited that they had to be better.
Toss ahead goes to Singleton. Singleton gets the corner near the 10. He's marked out there. Just short of the first down.
You see, obviously, Auburn came into this game knowing they're going to have to get contributions elsewhere in the run game. Eric Singleton, a fantastic weapon to be able to do that.
End of the first quarter. Auburn is on the march. A homecoming whiteout in the loveliest village against the boys from Mobile.
Coach, felt like you guys were getting into a rhythm before turnover. How does your defense prevent 6 here?
Well, they got to put out the fire. They've got to communicate. We got to be able to slow the run down right there. That run kind of ripped on us, but we got to be able to cover those. They're obviously going to take one-on-one shots. We've already seen that with 8. Just saw it again there. They're going to take one-on-one shots in our corners, so we got to play off a little bit, be able to defend the ball and play the ball.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Major Applewhite with Alyssa there, the head coach of the Jaguars, who's told us this week we need to be on SEC Network. We need to play these games. South Alabama has to go up against the power teams and beat them 7-3. And their defense has a 3rd and 1 here, make it 1st and goal for Auburn down at the 6. Arnold on a design quarterback run.
Yeah, that's the key distinction. The second time we've seen today Arnold on a design quarterback run. It has a give read to Singleton, who's flying through that backfield on that rocket motion. But twice we've seen Arnold able to pull it, get downhill last week. And we talked with Coach Freeze, like, look, I didn't call runs for Jackson Arnold. He just was able to create with his legs when needed.
Auburn is receivers 2, in fact, to each side. And Cobb behind Arnold on this 1st and goal run. Arnold keeps it himself. Touchdown, Auburn. Keyron Crawford with his first career interception. And Auburn's offense does the rest to take the 14-3 lead.
So we're reading right here, this edge defender, when he collapses down, it's basically, look, I got to pull this. So you get a defender, you arc release your tight end. So he ends up being a lead blocker out in front. It's basically Brandon Frazier, thanks for the escort, touchdown.
Pearson still perfect. The Auburn Tigers lead the Southeastern Conference with 8 rushing touchdowns. This is the SEC on ESPN. Right, some live play-by-play from Dari there, watching that extra point. That's a good production work from that Tom Schofield crew there in Como.
It was a great look at it. That came in handy to maintain that.
Keenan Phillips at the goal line. Ooh. Jumps ahead and gets up to the 19-yard line. There are flags down on the field.
Think about that Georgia Tech start in the game versus Clemson. These teams in all white unis. Stormtrooper uniforms today, going well so far offensively.
Yes, my ESPN app says Georgia Tech 13, Clemson 7.
Wow, yeah, still up.
During the return, holding, return team, number 34, half the distance to the goal. First down.
Stench, your favorite show is at 8 Eastern on Tuesday night right here on SEC Network. True South with John T. Edge traveling around Charleston. And they're going to a bunch of different local spots. Gosh, I love the food there. I was there earlier this week talking about the South. Going to be a great show. Most popular tourist destinations in the country, Charleston, South Carolina.
Did you know they have Hall's Steakhouse in Charleston too? Brought to you by Yellowwood. True South. It's a great show.
Oh, my favorite part will not be topped. No chance. Okay, that's Bullock who gets up to the 10-yard line. He won't be able to go to Alyssa for at least 10 minutes. It'll be 2nd and 9 for South Alabama from there. Bullock, the transfer from Ole Miss, who went over 100 yards last week for Tulane, 3rd time in a row that he's done that.
He's fit really well in this offense so far. They've needed him. He is kind of the center of gravity for this rushing attack.
Quick throw, Davenport with flags on the field up to the 15. That's Voisin again.
That's the number 1, Devin Voisin. There's the flag.
4 penalties called in the game, 2 on each team so far.
See both line judge, the head linesman, talking with his counterpart on the other side. Oftentimes that is a formation issue.
Hugh Freeze trying to figure out what he wants to do here.
Illegal formation against the offense. More than 4 players in the backfield. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is the 3rd down.
Just kind of never know what to do there. Do you give them another down if you enforce it, or instead decline it? And that's what Coach Freeze will do. 3rd and 4 for South Alabama after declining the penalty.
You think now South Alabama, who was able to move the football, that 12-play drive that led to the field goal, a turnover, a possession ago, and now a chance for Auburn to get them off the field again.
On 3rd and 4, Bullock, no way. Maybe a yard. Good push up front there by Auburn, led by Falk.
And just not a lot that time at the point of attack. And I think what South Alabama was thinking and expecting, boy, DJ Durkin, he's fired up.
Coach Freeze was talking to us yesterday. He's like, man, I mean, that guy gets fired up, doesn't he, during the games?
He said during that Baylor game, he had to kind of talk his coach down. He was so excited. You know, they had a hard time tackling in that football game. Coach Durkin was wound up.
Alexi Pulkinen, the punter from Finland, at his 1-yard line, punts it. And a good bounce for the Jags down to the 46. It's a 39-yard punt. World famous Toomer's Corner on a beautiful Saturday in the Village. ESPN supports the College Football Playoffs Foundation's Extra Yard for Teachers Week each year to celebrate great teachers across the country who have inspired so many of us. Nominate a great teacher in your community by visiting cfpfoundation.org. There's Derek Nix, the offensive coordinator for Auburn. His high school history teacher at Etowah High School was Rod Gray in Atala, Alabama. Shout out to Coach Gray. Coached football and history for Derek Nix back in his high school days.
And track, he said. Still keeps up on him. That's amazing when you think about it.
Let's toss it to Alyssa.
Yeah, a shout out to my brother, who's also a teacher, Brandon. He's a history teacher in high school and the wrestling coach. So we love on all our teachers around here.
Not just teaching, but coaching. This the impact that they have on people. It's amazing. We're talking with Coach Nix. He had an answer for us right away.
Auburn with good field position here, and Cobb has wide open space to run through. My goodness, down to the 39, 15-yard run. Nobody touched him until he was 10 yards down the field.
Seeing more 4 down front, bigger bodies. But Auburn doing a great job of pushing South Alabama around in the run game right now. Big holes, this time to the left side of the Auburn front.
Arnold surveys, so much time, and a good throw to Singleton, who sits down in that South Alabama secondary at the 25, 15 more.
Eric Singleton is going to figure prominently in this offense this year. Already today, he's getting touches in the ground game. Really nice catches over the middle of the defense. Shows a lot of speed. I mean, just the weaponry. So you hand him to an offensive philosophy and approach like they have here at Auburn. You talk about the weapons that they have, even short-handed at running back, makes it so challenging on a defense.
Well, and on top of that, South Alabama's without several starters, including Blaine Myrick, who's the heart of their defense, still in concussion protocol. Cobb inside the 20, down to the 19. That's 6 more on the play. Wesley Miller on the tackle. Ty Goodwill and Demarion Darby also are nursing injuries for South Alabama. Look, South Alabama knows you win a game like this is as big as it gets for your program. But also, you got the entirety of your Sun Belt schedule coming up. You have to be ready for that. And hopefully, Coach Applewhite gets some of those starters back in the next few weeks. Arnold faces pressure and incomplete, threw it over the head of Perry Thompson. Jaguars were in his kitchen there.
At that time, great job, really well timed actually. Look at Will Wyndham, defensive coordinator for South Alabama, brought pressure from the field, was on top of Arnold after that play fake, just had to burn that down wisely though, otherwise that was probably going to be a 6 or 7 yard loss.
Terrell Johnson was the player that was pressuring Arnold on that last play, and it's now 3rd and 4. Cobb leaves the backfield. Jackson surveys the entire route tree and gets the 1st and goal throw down inside the 5 to Horatio Fields.
Well, we saw Fields targeted earlier, wasn't able to corral a pass that was on target. Able to create separation just enough and climb the ladder. Able to come up with that catch in the red zone.
Tigers go quickly from the 5. Arnold to the right corner, incomplete. Coleman fighting with Henderson there. Got a hand on the ball, but it's incomplete.
So far in this game, we've seen a lot of physical play between the corners, and specifically with Cam Coleman. You know, the fans and attendants didn't like it, but really both receiver and defensive back engaged. Coleman, though, even after that, almost able to come up with that catch. So physical, long at 6'3", 200 pounds.
Fantastic red zone numbers so far to start the season for Coach Freeze. Here's Arnold. Steps back, gets to the end zone. Touchdown! 21-3 Tigers. Coach Freeze says when you get 10-plus wins in my program at Lambeth, Ole Miss, Arkansas State, Liberty, and hopefully Auburn, you have to have a running quarterback. He's got one. One of the best sandwich shops in the world, let alone the SEC. Mama Goldberg's a requirement to your visit here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at this, it's genius. So how do you make your nachos? You use nacho cheese Doritos as the chips. So it's just like, it's like the movie Inception. It's like nachos. How many different ways can you get a nacho into a dish? It's brilliant.
Auburn's been terrific running it and stopping it through the first 2+ games.
That's a winning formula, especially in this league. You think about a year ago, they had weaponry in the run game. Didn't really come from the quarterback spot. Came in handy week 1 versus Baylor, of course. But what they're doing defensively, when you're forcing offenses to throw the football, to move it down the field and gain yardage, make them one-dimensional, you see just how strong they've been through 2 games. Been excellent. Now South Alabama already in this game, total yards has eclipsed what Auburn allowed last week versus Ball State. Still, the running game has been tough.
And here are a few more for P.J. Martin. To your point, Ball State at 68 total yards of offense. That's the lowest total Auburn has allowed in a football game in 40 years.
And what's fun, you look at the number, the total yards was 71. They actually threw the ball, total yards was 68, but they passed for 71.
Right, -3 rushing.
They rushed for -3. That's those negative yardage plays the defense creates.
Davenport on a 2nd and 7. Runs it again. Martin patiently waits for blocking in front of him and gets up past the 31. Malik Blockton on the tackle.
I'll tell you, it's hard to run the football when you're just getting walked back right in the middle. Look at that push. So basically, you're able to almost make the play. Look at this big Jay Hardy in the middle of the Auburn defensive front. The running back's getting tackled almost by his center. The defensive line got such good push.
Davenport on 3rd and 3, straight ahead. I don't think so. Martin looks like he's a yard short. It'll be 4th and 1 as Eric Winters makes the tackle. Is Major Applewhite going for it on his own 34?
It looks like he is. Offense is looking to the sideline on the minus side of the field here.
And they get it. Martin using blocking from big tight end Miller McCrumbie to convert it.
They believe in what they do in their run offense. And you can tell there an aggressive play call, defensive front that is very stout for Auburn. They're able to get that C gap just outside of the tackle. Get a couple of pullers over there, McCrumbie being one of them.
Sophomore from New Orleans, P.J. Martin goes out of the game. Kentrell Bullock is back in. Bullock running hard. Physical runner gets up near midfield to the 45. Caleb Harris on the tackle.
They're not going to get away from it. So it is, you pull your backside guard, your H-back. It's a counter look. That time they're able to wrap and get on the outside. This is what they do offensively in the ground game. They're going to counter and power you every way they can.
Now Davenport will load up, fling it, easy pitch and catch in Auburn territory to Voisin. He was wide open.
That's what happens, right? Get a couple of runs, pop back-to-back runs, you get that conversion on a 4th down, and then they hit you with the heavy play action. And Voisin is one heck of a story. 7th year in South Alabama.
21-yard pickup. Bullock, who took on 2 defenders on the previous play to give Davenport time to throw it to Voisin. Picks up a couple there. Voisin's been responsible for more than half the catches, more than half the yards, and 3/4 of the touchdowns so far this year.
Incredibly productive. We mentioned the time that he's been there. He's battled injuries, healthy this year. Very devoted to his nutrition, really more than anything else. Rebuilt his body for this season.
Swings it out to Eager. Eager past the 30, stays on his feet down near the 25.
Really nice block.
That's a first down, Stitch.
Yeah, I mean, that was, you look downfield, Taylor, and the receivers blocking on the perimeter. Eager able to shake loose if that first would be tackled. That was good blocking downfield.
Timeout, Auburn defense.
Second charge timeout of the half. Auburn, 30-second timeout.
DJ Durkin and his defense need a breather.
Well, you think back to the 4th down conversion, see Eager, that orbit motion, motion's all the way behind the offensive formation, and Eager able to run through a couple of tackles.
Rod Gibbs helped him tight end there, setting a little screen for Eager. And there's DJ, who said yesterday that this defense has the ability to be the best I've ever had. When you think about that, Florida, Michigan, Maryland, Ole Miss, A&M, he had all those great defenses across the country. He's built a ton of depth. In fact, he's played 26 guys the first couple of weeks of the season, and through the first 2 years, he's developed a lot of trust in going too deep across the board on defense.
Yeah, well, he knows that you have to have those bodies, especially with some of the volume offenses, run a ton of plays, the tempo offenses. You got to have guys to get out there that can make a difference for you.
Davenport keeps it, dumps it off, and down inside the 20 goes Eager. And Coach Durkin, just about everybody else has to be impressed with this Major Applewhite, Paul Petrino offense we're seeing here.
They've been able to move the football. You think about the takeaway, but otherwise South Alabama has been able to advance the ball, both in the passing game and on the ground, surprisingly, after last week's performance by this Auburn defense.
125 total yards is the 10th play of this drive. It's a 2nd and 5. Over the top. Touchdown ball to Jeremy Scott. 20-yard touchdown from Davenport to the freshman from Jackson, Mississippi. And it's Hamilton DeBoyan to come in for the extra point. That's no good. Missed it. Davenport 4 of 4 passing for 56 yards and a touchdown on that drive.
So I can give Auburn a little bit more of their own medicine, right? It's RPO. So what they had is Caleb Harris. He just gets caught looking into the backfield. He'd be underneath this throw. Instead, he checks up, thinks it's going to be run and counter. Davenport able to just jam a slant in there for a touchdown. An impressive possession, the 4th down conversion by South Alabama. Run game got going a little bit and kept Auburn on their heels.
And remember what Major Applewhite told us when we spoke to him. He said, it's great that Boyson has had all this productivity the first couple weeks. We have to target other receivers.
Yeah.
Davenport has to look to other players, and so far Eager, Scott, and others have stepped up today.
Jeremy Scott last week versus Tulane made an unbelievable one-handed back shoulder catch. There have been some impressive offensive possessions by South Alabama so far.
DeBoyan missed that extra point though. And Auburn will get it at the 25-yard line. South Alabama beat Oregon State in week 1. They were up big, 14-0 against Tulane, trailed 33-17, and then mounted the comeback. Touchdown, 2-point conversion, touchdown to get it to 33-31, and then the 2-point play. Incomplete, intercepted in fact, and the Green Wave held on for a 33-31 thriller.
Had they not dug themselves a hole, South Alabama, it's probably a different ballgame. Started slow, but stormed back late.
Auburn offense has looked sharp so far. Cobb gets a few. Up to the 28, Caleb Dozier on the tackle. Again, reminder, Damari Alston not playing today, shoulder injury against Baylor. They hope to have him back next week. Now Arnold, plenty of time again, right side, good ball. Caught by Thompson, his first catch. Perry's out past the 30-yard line. And Darrell Robinson, it's a scary deal last week with that other running back for Auburn. Woke up Sunday morning, had this collection of blood on his thigh that required a procedure. We believe he'll be okay, but he's out for a while.
No Malcolm Simmons as well, out wide at wide receiver for Auburn today, most likely.
It's 3rd and 4 now for Arnold. Moves the pocket to the left. Good ball to Singleton. First down, Auburn.
Eric Singleton has been everywhere offensively for Auburn in this game. He's been giving them some juice for some of these perimeter runs, tap passes. Been able to show up big. We've seen him over the middle as well. Right now, 5 for 46 in this game. You think about that transfer pickup from Georgia Tech. I think he's going to be a true weapon for this Auburn offense.
4 minutes to go in the half, and here's Singleton on the sweep. Gets a couple. Christopher Wallace on the tackle.
See this, the emphasis, really the impact on the defense with some of these runs that you're getting to Singleton. Stretch the defense sideline to sideline, but it's also, it grabs the attention. So we've seen it a couple times in this game. Jackson Arnold ends up keeping it, running it downhill because those second, third level defenders, they have to honor the threat of Singleton getting the ball out on the edge.
2nd and 6. Arnold gives it to Cobb, and Cobb is just short of the first down. Hugh Freeze can call plays faster than just about anybody. We've seen it at Ole Miss, at Liberty. We've seen it here at Auburn. And he's going quickly here, at least initially, on a 3rd and 1. And Arnold will take off and run for the first down, giving himself up at the 45-yard line. But he's being smart with the clock here, Stinch. He doesn't want South Alabama to have the football again. They get to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, you don't want them to double up possession-wise, especially after they were able to push one in. You know, at that time, Arnold looked like he was running an RPO, didn't like what he saw, just pulled it down and picked up the first down himself.
Dual threat quarterback transferred in from Oklahoma, hands it off, and Cobb is greeted in the backfield by Ed Smith IV.
Great job by Ed Smith IV that time, working against Dylan Wade, just wins. Able to get in the backfield before that play could even get started.
You want to hear an Auburn fan groan? Ed Smith from Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Yeah, insult to injury.
2nd and 9. And this is the 2-minute timeout. Auburn
This is the 2-minute
has
timeout.
one timeout on a 2nd and 9. Dari, Mr. Stinchcomb says Georgia's offensive line better play better today if they want to beat the Volunteers.
Yeah, that's the story. That right side's got to get right quick.
2nd and 9 for Auburn here. 1 timeout left at the 2-minute timeout. Arnold, pocket collapsing. He stays upright and goes into the South Alabama bench. Ed Smith was chasing him back there. 3rd down.
Relatively only rushed 3 that time, really for routes to develop. Arnold just didn't like what he had downfield. Ed Smith, a couple plays in a row now, right there in the middle of that South Alabama defensive front.
Auburn's been great on 3rd down, 5 of 7.
And one of those that they didn't get, they converted a 4th down.
Arnold all day. Good ball, 1st down to Singleton.
We've seen this twice now on 3rd downs where Eric Singleton just sits down right over the football, right there in the middle of the defense. And he's been everywhere. A lot of the Auburn offense has run through number 1. Makes sense with his weaponry.
He has 6 of Arnold's 9 throws so far. Arnold hands it to Cobb, and Jeremiah moves that. Look at that pile, and he got loose down there inside the 25, near the 22, just short of a 1st down.
You know, Taylor, I know these guys can't hear what we're saying up here. They're over the football quickly. I said he wasn't that physical of a runner. Cobb has gotten downhill repeatedly.
11th play of the drive. Arnold, 1st down, back shoulder. Coleman puts it back, and it's 1st and goal for the Tigers.
Just so physical. Tough tackle to make regardless. For Cam Coleman, it's just a big body. Tough to get him down on the ground.
Cobb. And he's down to the 2.
And I said that about Cobb earlier. So he wasn't as much of a downhill runner, more of a changeup. But you see a South Alabama defender shaken up at the end of that play.
It's Mike Harris. Comes from the Alabama-Georgia border in Phoenix City.
The senior came up and run support that time, working on that right arm. It looks like a shoulder issue. Big collision there in the hole. We mentioned Cobb. Good to see him pop up, even using that right arm to pop up. He got a little bit of a stinger there. You see that sometimes in the bigger hits. Good to see him run off the football field after that one. And Cobb, he really, see it right in there, boom, big collision. Good job of filling that hole, otherwise that's a touchdown.
Second goal from the 2.
47 seconds left in the half. Cobb behind Arnold. Arnold keeps, so easy, but it's dropped. Preston Howard, too easy.
It was a pass breakup earlier for Howard, but this time, yeah, you said it, too easy, so easy in fact. Didn't complete the play, had it right there. Arnold almost just floated it over there to him. That ball was barely spinning. And frustrating play there for the offense.
We saw him catch his only touchdown in college for Maryland against Auburn 2 years ago, and it's still his only touchdown. 14th play. Cobb, he gets the touchdown.
For the Auburn touchdown.
It's just not a fair fight up front, Stench.
No, we've seen a couple of nice plays from South Alabama defensively. It's just hard to hold up on a sustained drive. And Jeremiah Cobb, just get behind your pads. Don't bang your head on that brick wall. He stopped just shy of it. A lot of nice blocking up front.
McPherson 4 for 4, kicking extra points. Great to see him on the field as he tries to gain some more strength. We've got you covered with all our new SEC Network fall football weekday lineup, from Monday reactions to Friday previews. Every show also available streaming on the new ESPN app. Matt Stinchcomb making 65 phone calls on the way from his home in Georgia up to the studios in Charlotte each Tuesday to join Langer, Harp, and the rest of the team in the studios.
Yeah. Department of Transportation, Quality Control, let you know how I-85's doing. That's quite an answer by the Auburn offense. You think 14 plays, 75 yards, almost 5 minutes time of possession to answer what was an impressive scoring drive by South Alabama. Needed that. You mentioned it, Taylor. You know, the Jaguars get the football to start the second half. You don't want the offense to have an opportunity to double up on you possession-wise. South Alabama will get this football, but they're not going to have a ton of time to work with. Really impressive balance. Right now, 18 passes, 132 yards, 23 runs, 126 yards. Auburn hitting on most cylinders this afternoon.
Those are great numbers for Coach Freeze. The balance he's seeing really describes what he wants to see offensively. Now, Major Applewhite's offense has 40 seconds left in the half. They do have all 3 of their timeouts. Steal 3 points somehow, and then you get the ball back and start the second half.
Something that you got to be somewhat careful, right? See if you pop a play here early in this possession, maybe. Then you think about getting aggressive. Otherwise, be smart. You're not able to jumpstart this drive. You certainly don't want to put the ball in jeopardy.
Will go to the ground, and Phillips won't get much. Up to the 29. Again, all 3 timeouts remaining.
Looks like they're just playing for half. Keldrick Fogg had an opportunity for a negative yardage play. Teaching point for the big guy up front.
Flags down on this play.
Taylor, that was one of the things he talked about. I think it's probably, you see a procedure penalty there. Keldrick Fogg said, look, I want to be more consistent. I play like an All-American. I want to do it all the time.
Illegal formation. Offense, more than 4 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Yeah, I think they haven't called a number. And I'm wondering if they're getting left tackle Jordan Davis for being too far in the backfield. Yeah, maybe they're saying, yeah, it looks like neither receiver's up on the ball.
That's the end of the first half.
Of course, if the bottom receiver's up on the ball, then your tight end is ineligible.
Jaguars will go to the visiting locker room here at Jordan-Hare, down 28-9. Here comes the band. You can watch the live performance of the Auburn University Marching Band on SEC Network Plus. You can start streaming now on the ESPN app. 28-9. Coach Freeze gets balance on offense, scoring on 4 of the 5 drives. Also, Kieron Crawford with an interception to give Auburn a short field, leading to 1 of those touchdowns.
Well, you got to be pleased. You know, offensively, would have been even perfectly balanced, really. 2 rushing, 2 passing touchdowns. Had that drop by Howard in the end zone. But they had to answer. You know, and defensively, you got to get in there and regroup if you're Auburn. South Alabama, they should be thrilled. You know, Paul Petrino, you should be happy with that unit's performance.
And Alyssa's with Coach Freeze.
Coach, you now have 10 rushing touchdowns through 2.5 games. You had 13 a season ago. Why is it so important for your offense to be able to run the football this effectively?
Well, it allows us to be balanced when we want to be. And I don't, if you can't run the ball in games, it's very, very frustrating to try to control the game at all. And so we've been fortunate to be able to run it the first 3 games.
What will you challenge your defense to do in the second half here in the locker room?
I think we played really good offensively. I think defensively we look like we're sleepwalking to me, and it's frustrating, and like we'd rather talk too much than line up and play. And we've got to get in there and get some things corrected. We're not fitting the counter very well, and now they're pretty good on offense, but we're just kind of slopping around, it feels like.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Time to go back to the studio. Benjamin, Chris, and Dari.
this time, we'd like to welcome back to the plains the proud alumni of the Auburn University marching band. The Auburn band has a long tradition of excellence that spans 128 years. Former members present today for the alumni band has contributed greatly to the success of our award-winning marching band. One of their contributions was a special halftime performance. Please welcome our Auburn University alumni marching band. Now for your halftime entertainment, Master President 1.1. Upcoming celebrations mark the return of many proud graduates of this great university. Now invite all members of the Auburn family to stand, remove their caps, and join us in singing as we perform the Auburn University alma mater.
For more information on how you can support Auburn student athletes, visit ontevictory.com or scan the QR code now.
Three Auburn legends, three Heisman winners. Now, we live the moments that make history. Heisman moments. A five-star transfer out of William Junior College, Camden arrived on planes for the spring of 2010 with expectations as big as a 6'6", 250-pound frame. Highlight blazing clutch moments during Auburn's 3-0 start proved he was living up to the hype. Then came the biggest test yet. A top 25 showdown with Steve Spurrier's South Carolina Gamecocks. Newton exploded for 334 total yards and 5 touchdowns in Auburn's 35-27 victory. The win would establish Auburn as a national contender and Newton as a front runner for the Heisman Trophy.
direct your attention to the video board for today's messages from the Black Compass. Proud broadcast partner of the Auburn Tigers.
Referee mic check, testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
football presented by Allstate on the campus of Auburn University on homecoming, where Auburn leads the boys from Mobile, the South Alabama Jaguars, 28-9 in the first ever matchup between these two teams. That's Matt. I'm Taylor. Alyssa's down there. Stinch, when Coach Freeze wins 10 games, he has to have a dual threat quarterback. Give those guys some shout-outs.
Yeah, when you think about where he started, Lambeth College, NAIA, Adam Weiss, then he goes to Arkansas State with Ryan Appling, then of course Ole Miss. You got Mo Wallace, Chad Swag Kelly, then you go to Liberty with Malik Willis. Now he's here at Auburn. Might have an answer there.
And he's got another one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's got Jackson Arnold, and we've seen it already here in the first half. He showed very prominently in week 1 with the rushing attack, and Jackson Arnold getting it done on the ground. But today, he really should have 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. Instead, he ended up getting that one drop, so he hands it off to Jeremiah Cobb. But Jackson Arnold's been right there in the thick of it offensively.
Those other quarterbacks you mentioned all had 10-plus wins in a season. Of course, Coach Freeze would love to do it at a 5th different school here in Auburn. Gibbs kicks it to Phillips, and Phillips will let it bounce. And South Alabama will get it at the 25-yard line. Let's take a look at today's Capital One rewarding performance.
Well, we talk about Jackson Arnold as a passer. 6 of his 10 completions have gone to Eric Singleton. 2 of those for 3rd down conversions right over the middle. He's been excellent for Auburn here in the first half, and not just as a receiver, but also in the run game. A couple of carries there to make the defense honest, play sideline to sideline. With Auburn offensively short-handed at running back, and Eric Singleton has been the do-everything weapon for this Hugh Freeze offense.
South Alabama with 149 total yards of offense in the first half, but did have an interception. Bullock around the right side gets a few yards. Let's go down to Alyssa.
Guys, I caught up with Major Applewhite coming out of the locker room. I asked him what the message was to his team at halftime. He said he's very proud of the physicality and effort from his guys and going toe-to-toe with Auburn in the first half. He said we did some good things, just too many mistakes, and then of course defensively not getting Auburn off the field on 3rd down. He challenged his team to treat this game like it's 0-0, continue with relentless effort and discipline.
Straight ahead, it's Bullock going up to the 32. Of course, Cantrell played in the SEC for a number of years for Ole Miss. Now playing for the Jaguars of South Alabama. And there's no doubt that Major Applewhite wants this win. He wants to be competitive in one of the biggest games the school has ever played. But the entirety of the Sun Belt schedule is ahead. Next week, Jaguars host the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina. Here's a 3rd and 3. Davenport, last second, will throw it into traffic, and that is a 1st down at the 38. Brendan Jenkins making the catch in front of Rayon Strader.
Well, option football. Just throwing it forward that time and able to jam one in there. We talked about it with Bishop Davenport. They're obviously replacing Gio Lopez. He went to Chapel Hill to play for Bill Belichick. But Davenport can handle this offense. He's operated it well so far today.
Fake the handoff and an in-stride ball on the slant. Goes inside the 40 down to the 37. Brendan Jenkins on the catch for 25 yards.
So off coverage by Kayan Lee. It's just an easy pitch and catch underneath.
And the Jags go quickly, eager. That's another 1st down for South Alabama.
Taylor, you look at that first half, there was really, you have 2 open possessions by South Alabama. An interception off a deflected pass, and then that punt play. But otherwise, they moved the ball effectively.
Coach Freeze challenged the Auburn defense with Alyssa, and there's the big guy, Keldrick Falk, on the tackle for loss on P.J. Martin. Falk says he knows he's a preseason All-American. He wants to be an everyday, every down All-American.
Yeah, looking for consistency. We talked to him and said, what'd you work on this offseason? He's so versatile, really talented. That was the piece. He wanted consistency.
Loss of 2 on the play. Now 2nd and 12. Bullock. Hard running. Inside the 22, he picks up 6 to make it 3rd and a little bit more manageable.
Coach Freeze talked about it. We have to fit the counter better. And what South Alabama does very well, constantly, they're adding blockers to the point of attack. And it really does, it buys those eyes from the defense. Right now they're running the football well. Look to see if they don't, like here on this 3rd down, can they hold up?
2 downs to get 6 yards?
I think so.
Davenport, time, across the field to Eager. It takes a lick inside the 10. Jaquez Robinson delivered it. Eager's gonna have to come out of the game, but he picked up 14.
Well, that's a courageous catch. Eager knows if I gotta go up, I'm more than likely gonna get lit up on a pass over the middle. Still hung on for the 1st down, and now goal to go on this possession to start the 2nd half for South Alabama. And you see him down on the sideline.
Martin on the carry, flags everywhere.
Number 22, PJ Martin on the carry. There's a flag.
See those line judges once again. It's probably another formation.
False start. Offense. Not all 11 players were set for a moment. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down. Correction, 1st down.
Yeah, just late getting set. McCrumpy is coming all the way across the formation, and Brendan Jenkins just kind of casually getting out there to his position. You see Eager on the sideline, still a bit shaken up after that big hit.
Now 1st and goal, back at the 13. Still running, and Martin gets 1. Robert Woodyard on the tackle.
Neil Taylor last time, really the 1st quarter, same into the field. Similar drive, South Alabama marched right down the field to open the game. Auburn found a way. They got a couple of negative yardage tackles, great perimeter tackling. They're able to force a field goal. That would be a win right now after this opening possession here in the 2nd half.
It's the 10th play of the drive. Davenport just gonna have to dirt it.
Davenport's pass is incomplete.
It looked like his eligible receivers, both of them, they just got hung up. Davenport was looking to roll to his left, no options downfield. Dirted it because there was really nowhere to go with the football.
Paul Petrino's team has moved the football, his offense, throughout the entirety of the game, but only kicked a field goal, didn't get a touchdown, didn't get the extra point, and here they are in 3rd and long. A goal to go situation. Davenport throws, caught, touchdown, Devin Boyson.
Well, they kind of undress the coverage, that little short motion. They want to see what kind of coverage do I have. I've got man-to-man. You hit Boyson, the most reliable receiver that they have. We've talked about it. He's working against Sylvester Smith that time. They like the matchup. South Alabama able to march it right down the field. 3 drives of 10 plays or more.
DeBoyan missed it again. 28-15, 11 plays, 75 yards. Look at them Jaguars down 13 on SEC Network.
College Football Playoff begins December 19th and concludes with the National Championship January 19th on ESPN.
You're watching the SEC on ESPN. South Alabama had a bunch of big wins in baseball. Coach Stenke and Coach Kittrell. In basketball, shout out to Peanut Butter and Jelly, Jeff Hodge and Junie Lewis. They beat Alabama. Football team beat Oklahoma State, Mississippi State, and they're hanging in with Auburn. And the Tigers will take over at the 21-yard line. Auburn has a true dual threat at quarterback in Jackson Arnold.
Well, and he's used both elements of his skill set today, but it started the scoring off with a deep ball to Cam Coleman, making up for a drop he had earlier. Then Arnold calling his own number. Nice read. It happened a couple of times. Nice cutback to get downhill. It's his third career multi-rushing touchdown game. And would have had another touchdown pass had one dropped in the end zone. He's played solid football through 2 quarters.
Arnold hands to Cobb. Cobb's been terrific so far. Jeremiah, 15 carries for over 80 yards rushing. And a reminder, he has been almost the exclusive tailback in this game so far. Damari Alston and Darrell Robinson are both out. Coach Freeze loves the depth he has in his backfield, but he's down 2 guys today.
Yeah, but I will say, just that one open offensive possession, second possession of the game, a quick 3 and out, but otherwise, this offense has been able to move the football and put it in the end zone.
Cobb again. Cobb first down. Cobb out near the 40. Christopher Wallace on the tackle. The biggest mismatch in this game is the Auburn offensive line against that South Alabama defensive front.
Yeah, this time to the right side for the Auburn offense, but they've really been very effective in multiple different run concepts. They've been able to pull a couple of gap schemes where you're pulling linemen, but really that tight zone where they're able to just get downhill. With the right side and the left side able to get good movement on the South Alabama defensive front.
Turn 4 starters up front, combining for 257 games played. It's the most in the SEC. Tried that play a lot today with Singleton on these sweeps. And Eric gets out past the 40, tackled by Caleb Dozier.
We talk about Jackson Arnold and everything he's meant. Singleton, couldn't quite tell if he had a little hitch in his giddy-up after that tackle. He's been very active in this game. But he's popped up in the rushing attack as well. Forces the defense to honor the outside perimeter runs.
Yeah, Coach Freeze needs all of his weapons healthy for SEC play. Arnold all day. Nobody open, and he has to throw it into the bench. Really? Dozier pressured him, but nobody was open down the field.
Yeah, it was kind of a late release. Horatio Fields did not get off the line of scrimmage very cleanly. You see that really end up switching up. Kane, by the time he's got his arm up in the air, and Jackson Arnold already decided to burn that down. Really just 2 options downfield in that route.
On 3rd and 7, Arnold in trouble, gets out of there and throws at the sideline, and it's Fields who makes the grab, but he's short of the first.
Looked like Arnold had an opportunity to the field side of the formation, the far side. Now the question is, had the ball advanced, you could see Horatio Fields when he caught it, and they're saying 4th down, short. We saw this earlier, right, Taylor, in the first half, right around this same spot of the field. The opening offensive possession for Auburn. They went for it on 4th down.
The freshman Omar Mabson's in the backfield with Arnold here on this 4th down. And it's Arnold keeping it himself. First down, Auburn. The hit goes to Arnold. The tackle goes to Miller.
We've seen it repeatedly. The South Alabama defense just saw this play earlier. So you're pulling your left guard. You might hand it off to Eric Singleton, but repeatedly we've seen that play come up big for Auburn. Jackson Arnold just gets downhill.
his hands and now will drift back and survey, dump it off underneath. And it's Mapson, freshman from right here at Auburn High School, making an 8-yard catch.
Good job that time, Jackson Arnold climbing in the pocket. You know, they took a sack last week versus Ball State, and one of those was really on the quarterback, just drifted too far back. That time they're just trying to load up, see if you can't get a big shot after a couple of runs. Instead, it ends up able to get pick up positive yards, but check it down.
It's the 12th different Auburn Tiger to catch a pass this season. It's an 8-yard completion. And Mapson now in the backfield next to Arnold. And he'll block for Jackson. We'll get another Auburn first down. Big week coming up next week as Arnold will return to Norman to play his old team, the Oklahoma Sooners. 2 years ago, he was the Valero Alamo Bowl. He wasn't the MVP, but he had a great game. 361 yards passing, ran for 38. And Coach Venables thought, okay, we found our guy, but he was in and out of the lineup last year for Oklahoma and ultimately decided to transfer here to Auburn. There'll be a lot said about him coming back. Quick handoff there to Mapson, and Omar down to the 27.
And Taylor, just to jump in on how Jackson Arnold has won this new team over, everyone talks about when your quarterback lowers their head and tries to pull forward for a few extra yards, how that fires up the rest of the team. Well, after his second rushing touchdown of the day earlier in the first half, one of his O-linemen walking off the field looked at me and said, another one. And they were so fired up after pushing their quarterback into the end zone. It's clear to see that he's the leader of this offense.
They get fired up. The players get fired up. The coaches get nervous.
Mapson on 2nd and 5 is short. He's down to the 25. It'll be 3rd down from there. Waller on the tackle. You can see it too. Coach Freeze gets fiery. He was fiery with Alyssa about his defense. And Coach Freeze has realized, I can't get fiery with my quarterback. I have to let him go talk to the quarterback coach, Kent Austin, and to the assistant quarterback coach, Jesse Stone, before I talk to him. Still figuring each other out here a few games into the season. Arnold's been amazing on this down. 3rd and 3. And it's Mapson again. His legs are churning. Looks like he's short.
We talked about some of the young guys having to contribute. It's been less so on the defensive side, but Mapson in this drive, he's run hard. He's just shy of the yardage needed. Again, no hesitancy from the Auburn sideline. 4 downs and going for it again, especially we're talking less than a yard to try to push it forward here. We've seen the quarterback figure prominently on the gotta have it rundowns.
Auburn's 2 for 2 on 4th down today. Arnold dives ahead, make it 3 for 3.
We just see it as a guy that, you know, Arnold's got good quickness, there's no doubt. He's going to run away from a ton of defenses, but a willingness, pretty good vision to run downhill. Between the tackles, he gets crowded quickly, but his decision making on when to pull, when to give, been pretty solid this afternoon. Another conversion in the ground game for number 11.
13th play of the drive. It's taken 7+ minutes off of the clock. And it's Mapson. His pads pop down at the 16. Been a bunch of methodical drives for both teams today.
Yeah, both offenses have really been able to sustain some of these possessions. We're talking about a 12-play drive, 14, 13 plays going on. You look at South Alabama, and they've had 3 drives of 10 plays or more. It's pretty remarkable when you think about it, especially given the way we saw the Auburn defense perform a week ago.
And each team with 3 10+ play drives. On 2nd and 6, Mapson. Oh, they can't get him down. Now they can. Shoestring tackle goes to R.J. Moss.
Heck of an effort by South Alabama defensively. Looked like Mabson was going to get downhill right now. Tremont Henry was the first one there. Couldn't get him down. Good balance by Mabson. The Cavalry got there just in time.
Mabson out, Cobb in on 3rd and 6. Arnold over the top. It's caught but out of bounds by Singleton. And let's see if the kicking team comes onto the field for Auburn.
Looks like they will. Singleton just ran out of real estate. That ball, he would have been out of bounds, I think, regardless.
And it is Alex McPherson that comes out to attempt this 33-yarder. Alex has gone through these horrible intestinal issues in the last year plus, and he's had to manage his weight and his endurance. This is about as far as he can kick it, and it's right through there. He is 22 of 24 in his career, and he gives Auburn a 16-point lead.
Auburn, this past week we recognized the anniversary of the 9/11 tragedy. A connection on this South team. Anthony Zaccaro, the long snapper for South Alabama, was born in 2003. He wasn't alive during that September 11th tragedy, but his father was a firefighter at the Fire Department of New York in Brooklyn. The day that 9/11 happened, his dad was supposed to be working, but switched off of his shift to take care of his older sister who had just been born. When the first plane hit, he went to work. By the time he got to the firehouse, other firemen who had come to work as well, who were off that day, saw that the trucks were gone, so they commandeered a city bus. By the time they got over the Brooklyn Bridge, the second plane hit. He was there for 3 days, where Anthony's family had not heard from him because there was no cell service. Unfortunately, all 6 of the men in Anthony Zaccaro Jr.'s company passed away, and Anthony Zaccaro III wears their initials on his cleats today.
SEC football presented by Allstate. You're watching the homecoming parade in Auburn. Yesterday, Auburn has won 33 in a row on homecoming, and they're winning by 16 against South Alabama right now as we approach the fourth quarter. Keenan Phillips gets a few yards there on first down with Matt Stinchcomb on Taylor Zarzer. The best in the business is on the sidelines, Alyssa Lang, and we just heard her terrific report on that long snapper Anthony Zaccaro for South Alabama. The years continue to go on, but we will never ever forget. 2 yards on first down for the Jags, 2nd and 8 for Davenport. Drifting back, now stepping up and staying upright and getting near the first down.
Haven't seen a lot of scrambling from Davenport. And Paul Petrino, the play caller in South Alabama, has done a good job of moving the pocket at times. This time, the missed opportunities again for Auburn defensively. The missed tackles haunted them versus Baylor. They thought they remedied it. Bryce Diaz with that missed tackle. Otherwise, that's a negative yardage play. Davenport, great job to get it to 3rd and short.
Stepped out at the 34. And now the first down run by Phillips with a burst of speed into that Auburn secondary. Elijah Melendez on the tackle.
Well, Elijah Melendez was the only linebacker in that box, really, and going into the fourth quarter, South Alabama.
That is the end of the 3rd quarter. Timeout on the field.
They were down 16 to Tulane last week and only lost by 2. And they're down 2 scores again in Auburn. 41-15 Auburn Tigers going to the start of the fourth quarter, but South Alabama has fought them through 3, and they have the football near midfield on this whiteout at home for Auburn, wearing white at home. Haven't done that in over 15 years. Jags get next to nothing. Jared Smith comes in and tackles Keenan Phillips to start the fourth quarter. Freshman from Birmingham on the tackle.
Well, we've seen here in the second half, and really at the end of the first half, where the Auburn offense has been able to sustain drives and get scores. Field goal on 2 fourth-down conversions during that previous offensive drive by Auburn to put 3 more points up.
Davenport over the top, but too far in front of his target, Jeremy Scott.
Had him. Just a little too high, a little too hot. Stab one in there to Scott. We've seen that a couple times today. The RPO passing game. You know, South Alabama's been more than effective enough in the ground game where those second-level defenders opens up those passing windows in the RPO game because they have to honor that downhill run.
Davenport on third down, facing pressure. He stays upright, first down run. Smith had a chance to get him in the backfield, but Davenport too quick, gets 15 yards.
A couple times where we've seen it now here in the second half. They lose outside contain. True freshman Darian Smith was on the opposite side rushing. He tried to win inside, and Davenport was able to escape to pick up the first down.
It's the longest run of the game for South Alabama. Davenport throws at the feet of Scott. Scott doesn't get much. Melendez on the tackle. Second down.
3 defenders waiting on him, but right now, South Alabama playing with all the confidence in the world. You got to think that offensive unit, they're out there going, look, we got stopped really one time in this game. Otherwise, were it not for a deflection, we've been able to move it. A lot of momentum for this offense.
In Auburn territory, Martin hit as he got the football by Kieron Crawford. Crawford had the interception, his first of his career earlier in the game. He's been a sack artist so far this season too.
Heck of a play by Crawford that time in the backfield, really right as the handoff was being made. An excellent job of getting upfield quickly. Last third down, Davenport was able to escape, nowhere to go with the football, but Auburn has to do a better job of contained rushing so that they can't leak out at quarterback.
Davenport throws a one-on-one ball, incomplete. Jeremiah Jones-Thomas was the intended target. There are flags on the field.
Holding on an eligible receiver. Defense number 21. 10-yard penalty. First down.
I'm not sure they didn't mean Sylvester Smith there because it was evident he was holding early on in that route. That's what Davenport really wanted to go with the football all the way.
It was not Fagan's. That's Fagan's. Sylvester Smith, there's the hold. You saw the end of it there.
See, even earlier in the route, he was really hanging on tight. A couple times where Sylvester Smith has been isolated in coverage.
Davenport hands it to Martin. PJ stays up. It's a first down run inside the 20. And a flag at the end of the play. You always get the second guy, and I think that's what happened here.
Another strong run, this time by Martin. Really poor tackling. You got 3 tacklers, all 3 that just slid right off of Martin.
South Alabama players said something to Auburn, and they retaliated.
Sideline warning against Auburn. That's their first warning of the game. Correction, only warning of the game. First down.
See the tackle, finally. Oh, we could see Looked like it was DJ Durkin who was in that white. Got in the line judge's way. Just got to back up, clear that white area out so they can operate. Another procedure penalty.
False start. Offense, number 72, 5-yard penalty. First down.
Ethan Hubbard, the right tackle.
You know, that has been among not many areas of difficulty for this offense for South Alabama has been procedure penalties, either formationally or with an early start.
But how about the Jaguars' ability to move the ball on Auburn today? Primarily due to Davenport, who hands it again here, and Martin has to reverse course and ends up down inside the 18 as Fagans makes the tackle. Last week, Auburn gave up 68 yards to Ball State, and I realize South Alabama is significantly better than Ball State. South Alabama now has 282 yards of total offense. Ball State last week on third down was 1 of 14. South Alabama today is 7 of 11. Davenport hands it to Martin, and PJ doesn't get much. It's Keldrick Falk on the tackle. It's third down, and here's the down the Jags have been so good on.
This is where they've been outstanding. It's really been Davenport and his ability to find a way to either buy time as a scrambler, or last time, you end up getting that defensive holding penalty. But they've been able to extend this drive repeatedly on third down. Can Auburn get to the passer? But not only that, can they keep him in the pocket if they don't?
Davenport, trouble, and he's down. It's Jared Smith, and the ball's out, and Auburn's got it. Atkins picked it up. They told us that Smith could be the next big-time Auburn pass rusher. Here's the proof right here. The freshman causes the turnover. It's Auburn's ball in the fourth quarter. Good start for MIZ, and Auburn is up 16 here at home, trying to get to 3-0, just like Missouri. Back to offense for Auburn, and Auburn is out past the 25 up to the 26-yard line. Jeremiah Cobb, junior from Montgomery, approaching 100 yards again. In fact, I think that'll do it. That'll get him over 100. First 26 games with Auburn, never got 100 yards. Has now rushed for back-to-back 100-yard games.
He's run hard today. There's no doubt about it. They've needed it repeatedly. Big physical yards after contact as well.
And another toss ahead. This goes to Kane. Rice is tackled with containment there by Dallas Young.
Excellent job by the Jaguar defense. And we've seen repeatedly, oftentimes to Singleton. Done a really good job of getting the ball out onto the edge. That time getting Kane involved. Just could not capture the corner. South Alabama's seen that multiple times now. That time did a good job boxing it in.
So 13 different Auburn Tiger with a catch. That does go as a catch. That's this season so far. 13 different catching footballs from Jackson Arnold. He's gone the distance. Arnold, time to throw into traffic, incomplete.
Lucky.
Double coverage there. And Preston Howard took a big hit.
Trying to get it into his tight end again, and really lucky to get this football back. It looked like this was going to be intercepted before Howard comes in. You see a good job breaking on the football by, looked like it was Nehemiah Chandler. It was. Auburn lucky to have the opportunity to punt this football away.
Cock is back to a punt for the second time. It's the first punt since the second drive of the game. Quick 3-and-out by the South Alabama defense. Aussie will get a sideways hop there. 45-yard punt, no return. Jaguars down 16 with 9 minutes to go. Manning and the 7th-ranked Horns against the West Texas town of El Paso next. And then tonight, South Carolina and a raucous Williams-Brice Stadium. against the undefeated Vanderbilt Commodores.
Man, and South Carolina's had Vanderbilt's number under Shane Beamer. But what a matchup. Well, you talk about, we mentioned early on the importance of dual threat quarterbacks, Diego Pavia and Lenora Sellers. Man, how about that head-to-head?
Langer, what do you think?
I can tell you that the folks in Columbia are taking Vanderbilt very seriously. Not often we have a common opponent matchup going into week 3. I mean, South Carolina struggled for 4 quarters on a neutral site. Vandy held them scoreless in the second half in Blacksburg.
Maybe they were overconfident. Davenport
hands to Bullock, and he goes past the 35 up to the 37-yard line. Mr. Noka might be going outside the footprint in just a moment, so I won't alert the audience to a walk-off win just yet. But we could see plenty of drama throughout the day. It's as big a tease as I can make right there. Phillips, no, they fake it. Davenport wisely keeps it. And it'll be 3rd down up at the 37-yard line. Caleb Harris on the tackle. I had a chance to talk to Arch's dad, as they say, Cooper, earlier this week. He's fired up about the Horns and the Miners today in Austin. We got to get this crew there, man. Now that they're in the SEC, we need to go see the Horns. Bullock on 3rd and 4 is in the backfield. That's incomplete. Davenport tried to get it in there to Jenkins, but Strader was on him, so 4th down now for South Alabama with 7:55 to go.
Just a little ahead of Jenkins on that one, Taylor. And just the 3rd incompletion since the 1st quarter by Davenport, who's been outstanding. That time, Strader just enough to break that one up to force this 4th down attempt. 2-possession ball game.
On 4th and 4 from their own 37, Davenport, time, throws, eager, didn't have a chance to make the play, and here comes the flag. Lador Faustin bumped him before the ball arrived.
Pass interference, defense, number 28, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Watch at the end. I don't know. The defender has every right to play this ball. Eager's the one that creates the contact.
Official was right there, too.
No, he's all over it. And just from a judgment standpoint, that defender's running. Eager created that contact, got his head around as the ball arrived.
Davenport across the middle, too tall. He's trying to get it to Voisin. It'll be 2nd down. I'll just go ahead and say it. Georgia Tech 55-yard walk-off win against Clemson. 55-yard field goal by Ethan Burr at the gun.
Incredible. Tech's had a couple of those long-range field goals. They force overtimes. That time I thought it was going to overage. A little overtime action. Didn't need it with that field goal.
On 2nd down, Davenport tried to set up the screen, but Bullock dropped it. 3rd down.
The screen game has not been there for South Alabama in this game. Auburn has been all over it. It's only the 2nd or 3rd one we've seen attempted. Great job with the pressure. Sometimes you got to hold up just a little bit, let your quarterback try to operate. We've seen South Alabama get drives extended now, back possessions where it's really a penalty that ends up extending it.
On 3rd down, it's a draw to Bullock, and Bullock is tripped up short of the 1st by Fagans. South offense will stay out there for 4th.
Great effort by Fagans because Auburn was outflanked to that side of the field. Great job by South Alabama capturing the edge. You have to know you're going to have to defend for 4 downs, given where we are in the game, knowing you're 2 possessions away.
Davenport First down throw to Eager.
That's a comfort zone. You can tell for Davenport. We talked about the confidence that South Alabama's been playing for. They've earned it in this game. And obviously the trust that is developing before our eyes, really, between Davenport and Eager. They say we got to get him more looks. They certainly have done so.
Davenport, Eager again. And not much there as Melendez makes the tackle. Just over 6 minutes to go in the game. Eager has a career high in catches with 8 and in yards in this game with 56. Sophomore from Vince Dooley's high school, McGill-Tulane.
How about that? A fine program.
Coach Dooley was an Auburn grad. Davenport hands to Bullock. And Kieron Crawford on the tackle. It'll be third down.
Third down, but we all know where we are in this game, seeing it repeatedly on this drive. Knowing that South Alabama has to stand on the gas. Field goal does nothing for you. You're not thinking about giving a possession away. All of this two-down territory changes the way you call a third down defense for Auburn.
And another handoff to Phillips. Keenan around the right edge over the past the 30, and Eric Winters on the tackle. Just short. It'll be 4th and inches.
And again, South Alabama able to get yardage on these third downs. Not enough to get the conversions, doesn't matter. Because you know you've got a chance that you're going to go for it on 4th down again. The challenge, of course, it's not obvious passing down at 3rd and long in these circumstances.
It's more like 4th and over a yard, excuse me, 11th play, timeout.
South Alabama, you can see it looks like Will Wyndham was running down there trying to get that timeout.
First charge timeout of the half, South Alabama. 30-second timeout.
After that big one tonight between the Gamecocks and the Commodores, we'll have SEC football final with Dari, Chris, and Benjamin. They'll take you through the biggest stories of the day and break down all the SEC games right here on the SEC Network and the all-new ESPN app. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, Cole Kubelik tonight from Williams-Brice Stadium. Looking forward to settling in and watching that one. Of course, the Dogs and the Vols just about to kick on ABC. And LSU and Florida also tonight on ABC. The big screen is showing the Ethan Burr walk-off 55-yarder right now as Georgia Tech beats Clemson. Nice little power draw from Burr on the 55-yard field goal.
It looked like that kick was going to leak outside of the upright, and it snuck just inside that right upright. They're storming the field at historic Grant Field.
Clemson's 1-2. 4th and 1 for the Jags here in shotgun, and Davenport will get it. It's a good-looking quarterback, man. Redshirt junior from Spring, Texas, by way of Utah State. It's been impressive today.
Well, we've said it. You know, he hasn't really been a ball carrier in a lot of design runs, or at least runs where he could be the carrier. A couple of times, especially here in the second half, where he scrambled. Paul Petrino has balanced his run game, and his run calls excellent in this ball game.
Remember, South Alabama missed both of their extra point tries, so that's why they're down 16. Davenport has thrown for 2 scores. Showing off the legs to convert the first down there. They go back to the ground. Bullock, not much room to run there as Elijah Melendez banged into him, freshman from Simi, Florida. 2nd and 9.
This has been the pattern in this possession. Auburn defense stop for little to no gain on first down. It's the next 3 downs, though, where they just have not been able to find a way to deny the 10 yards.
Major Applewhite's team's running out of time, though. When does Davenport go downfield? Not yet. Bullock approaching the 20, Strader on the tackle. Obviously, those games that are coming up on SEC Network and ABC. Last week on SEC Network, the Gators lost to South Florida. Did beat LSU last year, but that was in the swamp.
Different circumstance, that's for sure. See Auburn defensively have to be growing more and more frustrated on this drive with the inability to get a stop.
On 3rd and 7, Martin, no sir. Double teamed by Kieron Crawford and Keldrick Falk.
That time it was meet me at the quarterback. Davenport hands it off just in time to avoid getting hammered. Look at that. Both edges. Kieron Crawford, we've called his name multiple times today, Taylor. You think back to that interception. He's been involved in some big plays.
Both teams are perfect on 4th down today, 3 for 3. Davenport, no, in behind his intended target, Voisin, and it's a turnover on down. So it was a 14-play drive, and DJ Durkin's defense makes the stand. 2:32 to go on the Plains.
SEC Network Football is presented by Allstate. You're in good hands.
Auburn is at Oklahoma, then they're at A&M, and then they come home and they retire the man in the middle's number. Cam Newton's number 2 against the Georgia Bulldogs in the next home game, flanked by the other Heisman winners, Pat Sullivan and Bo Jackson there. It's been a bit of a dogfight today for Auburn against the boys from Mobile. Jeremiah Cobb gets the carry here. It is a 16-point game, but statistically, Stinch, Auburn only has 12 more total yards in South Alabama going into that play.
I mean, you think about the role that takeaways have played in this game. gave Auburn a short field in the first half, denied a scoring drive, or what could have been a scoring drive by South Alabama here in the second half. You know, otherwise, Jaguars have been able to move the football.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
We are back for this second down in just a moment. Check out the good hands play brought to you by Allstate. Now Auburn converted a 4th down, and then on the next play, Cam Coleman made them pay.
Well, it's been kind of a quiet afternoon for Cam Coleman, but this is what opened up the scoring for the Tigers. Actually drew a penalty as well, fought through all the contact. Just hadn't seen only 4 targets for the big sophomore. Out wide for Auburn. Ball just really hasn't found him. He had 1 drop early on.
Auburn needs a first down to put the game away, and they've done it. Jeremiah Cobb, that's a first down run. South Alabama only has 2 timeouts left in the game.
Well, you said it earlier, Taylor, dogfight. And coming into this, you thought, you know what, I don't know how this game's going to break. South Alabama came out swinging. That opening offensive drive, I think, gave all the answers that we needed as to how this game was going to go down. Jaguars, they came to play today. Gave Auburn all they wanted.
Had more first downs, like you said, and now in victory formation. Auburn at Oklahoma next Saturday at 3:30 on ABC. Jackson Arnold against his old team. Last year, Auburn had it on their racket, but Oklahoma came storming back. Peyton Thorne, a mistake. Too many of them all season for Auburn, and the Sooners stunned the Tigers here at Jordan-Hare. Jackson Arnold gets to play against the Sooners this time. Back in Norman where he was last year. Then they're at Texas A&M in Then they come home to play the Georgia Bulldogs. The schedule's about to get significantly more challenging, but you have to give South Alabama a ton of credit for the fight today. Jaguars fall to 1-2. They'll host Coastal Carolina in Mobile next Saturday night. Auburn is 3-0 on the season. Let's take a look at the Saturday MVP brought to you by Sport Clips. Jeremiah Cobb goes over 100 for the second straight day.
He had to step up. Well, we talk about the injuries incurred at running back, and offensively they needed somebody to pop up, and Jeremiah Cobb, he fit the bill today, answered the bell.
And Alyssa standing by with the head coach of the Auburn Tigers.
Coach, huge day for Jeremiah Cobb. You put a lot on his shoulders with your running back room being banged up. What did you see from his resilience and ability to run the football?
Number one, ball security. He takes care of it, and thought he had some really solid runs. Second game in Roper to be over 100 yards, so a lot that we can improve on, but Jeremiah was pretty dang good today.
Your defense forced a turnover on downs to effectively help your offense end the game. You challenged them at halftime. What'd you see in the second half?
Still some sloppiness probably, and 2 penalties that gave them first downs. We've got to clean that up, but the big things were 3-0, headed into conference play, and I wish South Alabama a lot of luck in the Sun Belt.
On the road next week at Oklahoma, a matchup familiar for Jackson. What will be your focus in practice this week getting ready for that one?
Well, we'll try to, focus on us getting better and having a good game plan that he can go and execute, and try as best we can to stay away from all the other that will be talked about, I'm sure.
Thank you, Coach. Congrats.
Thank you, Alyssa.
Appreciate you both. That wraps it up here in Auburn, where our final score is Auburn 31, South Alabama 15. For Matt Stinchcomb, Jenny Stinchcomb, Addie Stinchcomb, Alyssa Lang, and our entire crew, I'm Taylor Zarzer saying so long from Auburn. We send it to Dari Noka in the studio.
Jeremiah, your second straight 100-yard game. You had a lot on your shoulders today with the rest of your running back room being a little bit banged up. What was your mentality coming into today?
Definitely just doing what the coaches have taught us, man, and lean on them, and really lean on the offensive line and just go play ball. So.
You're a tough physical runner when you're out there. What is your mindset like when you're running downhill for this offense the way you do?
Definitely when the O-line opens up like that, just go make a play and make it the offense more dynamic in the defense.
It feels like if it's not you, it's Jackson Arnold running it in for a touchdown. What is it like to have such a mobile quarterback to help open up your offense?
It's amazing. I mean, and especially like this, I mean, it's all watching. Show that he has for this team, so it's exciting.
Thanks, Jeremiah. Congrats on the win.
Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all. War Eagle.